of that stuff?
Yeah. I just a good practice, focusing on our stuff. So that's what we'll do this week.
How do you maintain the momentum you guys have been building up over the last couple of weeks?
Just come out, have good practices, and have good meetings, and stay focused. Our guys are pretty good.
How pleased have you been with how far the defensive line has come? It seems like in the last month or so.
I think our pass rush has improved. I think they've played well against the run all year. And, there's two phases to it. Kenny Clark and Eddie have been dominant all year. It's nice to see Oa and Dion really show up and attack in the pass rush game. I've felt it really, like you said, really for the last 4 weeks. So it's important, And those fourth quarter sacks are the ones that really matter. So it's good, and the pressures.
Could you tell it made a big difference when you guys were able to move Oa inside and then have Tack outside?
You mean on third down?
Yeah.
We don't do it all the time. We just do it every once in a while. So, either way, a lot of Oa's plays have actually come from outside lately. So, it's just a way to get Tack on the field. Tack's a dynamic pass rusher. He's actually a dynamic player. And it's really, now he's starting to kind of settle in and learn how to play. And then I think that Oa is just kind of playing with a little bit more, he's playing violent. I don't mean that to sound negative. He's just cutting it loose more. So it's impressive to watch what he's doing lately.
Have you seen Kenny Young kind of come on in the last couple weeks?
No, he's come on the whole year. Kenny Young,
yeah.
Well, Kenny Clark. I think you're talking about Kenny Clark.
Kenny.
He's getting more snaps. So when he gets more snaps, he's an excellent football player. He's just a really good football player. When we're in nickel, he's Eric Kendrick's backup, and it's pretty hard to take Eric Kendricks off the field. But when we go to our base stuff, he plays, and he plays well. I think he had 25 defensive snaps the other night. He played well. It's just a matter of getting him the snaps.
Was there kind of maybe a trial by fire for him right when the season started? Because he had such a good camp, and it seemed like it kind of faded a little bit.
No, he didn't fade. He just didn't get as many snaps. It's all based on snaps. Like I said, he's not the starter in nickel. He's the starter in our base, and we weren't playing teams that put us in a lot of base defense. He's played well all year. He's been solid all year. In camp, we can dictate by script how many plays we run of base and nickel. And once the season starts, that's kind of up to the offense that we're playing. We don't get to script their game for them. So that's just why he didn't play as much.
Looked like Isako was playing a little bit of fullback. How'd
10
that?
snaps.
Yeah. What went into that decision, and how do you think he did?
He did really, really well. He did it the week before as well against whoever we played 2 weeks ago. And he's a natural. He can bend, and he moves laterally well. And he played some running back in high school and was pretty good. And we'll continue to play him over there. He actually played more snaps on offense than he did on defense this week. So I think it's a natural position for him. We're not going to move him there, but he's another two-way player for us.
Is that part of, it seems like he's played a lot of different roles this year. Played a little inside backer, a little on the end, a little bit of fullback.
He just is a guy that will do anything to get on the field, and he's willing. Sometimes, in my past, I've been around players when you're a little hesitant to move. And I don't find that on this team, and I think he's, really indicative of that. He just, what can I do to help? I'll play inside, I'll play outside, I'll play defense. He's been playing a lot of defensive end for us, on first and second down or nickel. And then when we brought up the idea a couple weeks ago of playing fullback, he's, put me in. And then he plays on all the special teams too. So he's getting his snaps and he's doing well.
How have you had to manage the carries for Paul? Is that something that you guys are constantly kind of looking out for?
I think that Kennedy does a really nice job of getting Nate in there and getting Jordan in there, and then we give Miles a few snaps a game. And Paul takes really good care of his body during the week, So he hasn't really shown any indication of being worn out or worn down at all. Even on a Tuesday he bounces back. I guess that's one of the great things about being 19 or 20 years old. Your body bounces back pretty well. I wouldn't know anymore. Mine doesn't.
How's Nate Stark's knee?
He's going to be fine. Yeah, he's going to be good.
What kind of impact mainly have you seen Kennedy have on those running backs this year?
Kennedy is a tough, hard-nosed, no-nonsense, but very compassionate coach. And he draws the best out of them. I think that probably the thing that, for me, is most noticeable is the way they pass protect. They really have become good pass protectors. You know, there's an art to that, and then there's a toughness to that, and he's brought both of those things out in them.
What's the hardest thing to cultivate when you're trying to get a pass protector like that? Is it the toughness or is it the technique?
If you're not innately tough, it's going to be tough to stick your nose in there and front up a blitzing linebacker, because they've got to run at you. And then, you know, everybody at times, defensive ends are getting blocked by backs. It depends on what protection you're in. So you better be innately tough. And he just demands that of them and brings it out of them. You know, it's in there somewhere, and they've done a nice job of that. And then the technical part of it, I think you can learn. And I think he does a great job of both, you know, teaching the technical part and drawing the toughness out.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man.